A professor at Columbia has woken up to potentially the end of his career. This is Dr. Jeffrey Lieberman. He decided to opine on social media about a model, and wait until you get a load of this. He's got a picture of her. He tweeted, "Whether a work of art or freak of nature, she's a beautiful sight to behold." The tweet in question is about the fact that she is a dark-skinned model, labeled there falsely as being a Guinness Book of World Records winner for the darkest skin. That is obvious misinformation, which one might hope that a professor at Columbia would be able to see past, but he tweeted it. This is him, by the way. We'll give you more information about him. He did delete the tweet, but after receiving a great deal of backlash. And so he was the psychiatry department chair at Columbia's Vagalos College of Physicians and Surgeons, psychiatrist in chief, blah, 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 suspended on Wednesday. By the way, here is Nyakim Gatwech, the model that he decided to speak about. She addressed this because these sorts of comments and attacks have been coming for years and years. So she said on Instagram, "It's time I address a rumor once and for all. I have no idea where it originated, but my manager first brought it to my attention in 2020. And although we've denied it to multiple fact checkers, clearly it's still floating around. Even after Guinness World Records stated that it does not monitor skin tones, I can't imagine it's even possible to know who's the lightest or darkest person on the planet. Unfortunately, I believe that this has been impacting my Instagram account negatively. I have worked really hard to build my page and use it as a platform to promote self-acceptance, body positivity, and of course my brand partnerships, but it's about self-love above anything else. I don't buy followers, and to those who believe otherwise, they do not need to manufacture lies for likes. It's not my style. I love my dark skin and my nickname, Queen of Dark, but I've never said I'm the darkest person on earth." And even if she had, it would not, like his comment would still be absolutely reprehensible. But what do you think, Brett?
So when you say, this is just like when you realize you're having this conversation, something has gone horribly wrong.
Horribly.
She's like, so now I gotta call up the Guinness Book of World Records and corroborate whether they monitor skin tone. Ida Rodriguez was on Breakfast Club the other day, and she made a point that I think is really great, and I love looking for great points, and this is one of them, which is like, I'm not in the business of telling people what they can and can't be offended by.
Yeah.
Like I can't do that. I'm not in that affected group. I can't be that person. I can't be the arbiter of that. I think that should govern a lot of us. And I think this one, it's like, it's such a weird one to be fired over, I think, because
right now he's suspended, to be clear. We will see what happens.
If it is the case that he is fired, I think he should be suspended. People just like say, "Hi, I need to hang a lantern on the fact that this was a messed up thing to say because this is a university, and in university we have discussions about thought all the time, and especially a psychiatrist, a leading one who should be up to date on what is and is not, at the very least, triggering to the human psyche. Like he should have his finger on that pulse, even though he's a fake doctor, a psychiatrist, not a real doctor. Just kidding. My best friend's a psychiatrist. And I don't mean that like I go to therapy all the time, though I should. And I don't have any problem with anyone who does go to therapy. But I do think
you're gonna be suspended, Brett. You need to stop saying things right now.
What's so insane about this statement he made is that it's an attempt at a compliment. Like he's trying to be nice.
Yes, he tried, but people have blinders. Even people who are in positions of authority, have written hundreds of published articles, can have major blind spots.
This is and that's the conversation. And then it is, once you get into a discussion, not just of racism, but of colorism, I suggest that everybody look into that. It presents itself in places like I remember one time on Pop Trigger, I was like, oh, this seems like a reasonable thing to say. And I got in a conversation where I was like, within 4 seconds, I was like, that was the dumbest thing I've ever said. And it transcends, the colorism is a thing that happens in so many cultures all around the world. And as if racism isn't difficult enough. And
exactly.
then, so this is one of those just like, I think suspension and calling it out is a good thing. And if it brings up an opportunity for people to have a discussion where they learn just really the depths of how insane his statement, and especially the one that he quote tweeted was, then that's a good thing.
Yeah. I agree. And he says he's deeply ashamed. It was racist and sexist. And yeah, and look, far beyond him, like she's a model. Google her. It's everywhere. The commentary of this sort, not just about the fact that she's a model, she's a damn good model. It's this weird obsession and analysis. Like, I don't understand it, and she obviously shouldn't have to deal with it.
And anyway, the faster we can get back to obsessing and as soon as we can get back to obsessing over whether people are hot or not, that's the conversation I want to be in.
Well, let's be clear, we never stop doing that.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.